Hey everybody, my name is Brad, and I am transgender. I have been on testosterone injections for 6 months now. Um, I was born on August 29th, 1994. I'm 19 years old. Um, a little bit about me knowing I was transgender was, first off, I was adopted. And my parents adopted me, being their little girl, and it was my parents' dream to have the little girl that they always wanted. The dresses, the pink stuff, being feminine, just having a kid, being happy, a family. Um, Once puberty hit is really what started to crush me the most. I knew from a young age I was different. I would always be boyish. I would wear boys' clothes, would do boy stuff. I would play house with like the neighbors, and I would always be the dad or the brother. I always loved playing sports. Once puberty hit, I started to be really, not rebellious, but I would say I would have a lot of anger issues, and I think honestly a lot of that stemmed back just because I was so frustrated with my body and myself. I was confused. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I liked to skateboard. All my friends liked to go shopping, and I wouldn't like the same stuff they would like. From a really, really young age, I remember always being boyish, and that was a big struggle in my family. I couldn't wear boys' clothes, couldn't dress like a boy, and I started to push my parents' buttons a lot, and we would always butt heads about that. Puberty is what really sucked the most, and I knew that. First off, I thought at first I just liked girls, but I knew deep down it was a lot more than that, and it took a while to realize that. 8th grade year is when I came out to everyone at my school. Well, I didn't really come out. People found out that I liked girls, and it was a big scene because we were so young. It was just not right in society for, at that time, kids to like kids of the same sex. And I stood up for myself. I fought for it because it's what felt right. When I was with a girl, I was happy. When I was with a boy, it was like just hanging out with my friend. It was not for me at all. But it was more than just liking girls. And my senior year is when I came out to my whole school and my friends, their parents, teachers, that I was transgender and I was starting testosterone hormone replacement therapy. And there was a lot of mixed emotions about that at my school. I had a lot of support from friends. It was the coolest thing. They actually surprised me because my school, boys would wear red gowns and girls would wear white gowns. And at the beginning of the year, I knew it was going to be a fight, but I didn't want to deal with it that early in the year. Later on, it was a fight because my school did not want me to legally be able to wear a boy's graduation gown for public reasons. They didn't want the publicity. They didn't want to deal with it. They just said, no, you're going to wear the white gown. And that's when I got really upset. And my friends started a petition to where the whole school, almost the whole school, teachers, staff, they signed it to where I could have my name announced saying Brad, and I would be able to wear a guy's gown. And it was the coolest thing that anyone's done. And a lot of the football team signed it too. And my principal was really amazed by that because I understand it's different in society to be transgender. It's not normal, but not a lot of people take time out of their day to really understand what it is. And it's different, and it's not normal, but nothing's wrong with it. It's someone being happy and changing what makes them to be happy. Also, I apologize. I'm in McDonald's parking lot right now. I just thought I should make a video about this. And I wanted to a lot sooner. I wanted to start before I injected, the day I injected, 1 month, 2 months, but I started 6 months, so it didn't really go as planned. But my school was not happy about it. But at graduation, they let me wear a guy's gown, and the day the graduation people came to give out gowns, I did not have one because there was a fight. And I remember I was really, really upset. And the last day the graduation people were there, I was just like, screw it, forget it. I don't want to walk at graduation. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not gonna fight anymore. And in front of the whole school, one morning, the principal called me down. And everyone kind of got quiet and was watching. I go to a big school. It's a really big school. My graduating class was like 400 some kids. I remember I walked out of that office, the happiest guy I've ever been in my life, and he shook my hand, and I turned around, and the graduation people handed me a red gown, and I just kind of stood there, and everyone at my school stood up and started clapping and yelling, "Brad." And that's when the school really realized that this isn't going to be the first time that this is going to happen, and that it's something that kids will get a lot more than adults, just because when our parents were that age, it was not okay at all to do what we can do nowadays in 2014, 2013. Times have changed, and I don't think they really understand that yet. They don't like the public looking at them certain ways. That's something that I can understand. But it was the greatest day. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the feeling. And from that time on, I fought for what I wanted. And that was the biggest issue, is my parents. I told you I was adopted. I was a little girl. And that's something that me and my family are really fighting for. Even to this day, I'm getting facial hair like a guy. And I have a little brother. And to them, it's a really big struggle. When I was younger, I used to have anger issues a lot. And I really think a lot of that revolved around because I couldn't be who I wanted to be without throwing a fight. I couldn't get boxers without throwing a huge fit, because it was just straight out the bat, no, you're a girl, not a boy. And it's nothing I hold against my parents. It's my parents being my parents. They thought I was going through a tomboy stage, but it was more than that, and I couldn't find the words at that age to get them to understand it, or even try to think about that. But now that I've opened my parents up to that, they're slowly starting to let go of the thought of me being their daughter. Tonight was the first night that my father has called me Brad and referred to me as his son. It counts. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't him just doing it out on the open. I had to ask him to do it for professional reasons. No one calls me my girl name, which was Rebecca, except my parents. My work calls me Brad. Everyone calls me Brad. When people call me Rebecca or she, it kind of throws me off. It takes me a second, like, who? Going in the guy's bathroom, I don't think of myself as she at all, and I haven't my whole life. I am a male trapped in a girl's body, and it is the worst feeling in the world. The dysphoria, mental, it's horrible, and that's what I'm trying to fix, and it's making me so much happier. And a lot of this is with the help of my girlfriend, Allie. I think it's kind of cool that I started this. I started this 3 days after I graduated. I graduated June 1st, and I went to a different state to get my testosterone shots on June 4th. And earlier this year, there was an issue. Me and my girlfriend have been together almost 2 years, and she got really, really sick. My senior year, I moved out because of the whole fighting with my parents. I cut my hair. It was a mess. But we got our own place. We were doing really, really good, and she got really, really sick. And I didn't know what to do. We were fighting. It was young. It's us being kids. And it found out that she had cancer. She has stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And that is what really brought me and my parents closer. She started chemo around the same month that I started my testosterone. And it's not a good thing to compare. It's nothing to compare to. But we're both going through serious things together. Body-wise, mental-wise, health-wise. We're doing it together as a couple. And I think that big perspective is what really is cool. And we know we're not alone. She's cancer-free. She's in remission. She starts radiation tomorrow. There's a lot of big stuff going on. She starts radiation tomorrow, but she's doing really, really good. And I couldn't have done this without her. When we first started dating, it was me being a girl, named Rebecca. It was a big shock at my school because they thought she likes girls because she's never liked a girl. But in my eyes, I'm not a girl. And that's what really made me realize I need to be open about this. I can't hide it. I can't change who I am. And that's how the shots are really helping me. This is my first video, so I'm not going to rant my whole life story about this. But I just thought it was time that I would make my own video and share with people what I'm going through and how it's helping me become me. And for people to know that times do really suck. It's super shitty when you can't be who you are. It's miserable. I've been there. I've been there and back, to hell and back. But that one moment when you're really upset, you gotta think about your future and how you can change it. Not your mom and dad, not your friends, your family, your girlfriend, boyfriend. They can't change it. You can change it, though. They affect it, but you make the big choice. Things do get a lot better. And I remember when I was upset, I would watch the videos on MTV or YouTube where it says things get better for multiple reasons, and they really do. They really do. That's why I wanted to tell everyone, is that who I am, a little bit about me, and how I'm slowly being me. So, thank you for watching. I'll be posting more videos soon about more updates, a little bit more about me. I won't rant as much, I'm sorry for that. But, thank you again for watching.